and welcome to the news on NTA International. We are live in Abuja. I am Jumma Yusuf. First, the headlines. My administration will neither fail nor disappoint regarding the promise of taking Nigerians to the next level. President Buhari assures Nigerians. After 3 months of waiting in anxiety in Daura town, kidnapped Magajin Daura rescued by Operation Puff Adder. 2 petroleum tankers go up in flames in Lagos and Benue states as Bielsa Radio suffer yet another fire outbreak. Stakeholders in a meeting with Diaspora Commission and International Organization for Migration on gaps in diaspora engagements. Thanks for joining us. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari is reassuring Nigerians that his administration will neither fail nor be disappointing regarding its promise of taking the country to the next level. The president gave this firm assurance while granting audience to a delegation of the Buhari Support Group Center. He vowed to fulfill genuine national aspirations. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
It never ceases to amaze me that you have kept faith even when I have not given you much or even anything in return.
President Buhari saluted the faithfulness, persistency, and ruggedness of the Buhari Support Group Center for standing with him through thick and thin in his electoral and legal processes since 2003.
Your interest in the growth and development of our country through good and honest governance and not personal gains or interests. History will not fail to positively record your contributions.
With the 2019 elections now behind, the president said Nigerians have spoken loudly in favor of the governing APC, and therefore it is time to serve and serve well.
We will not fail. We will serve honestly, genuinely, and with our heart and might. Our country has oscillated for too long at the level of promises and potentials. It is now time to explore and exploit the potentials for the good of all Nigerians. It shall be accomplished.
Leader of the group, Alhaji Umaru Dembo, expressed optimism that at the end of President Buhari's second term of office, Nigeria is bound to have worthy legacies that are unprecedented for posterity.
We congratulate you for standing firm on your fight against corruption, intricate security for the nation, education, health, economic empowerment, provision of jobs for millions of Nigerians, agricultural, mineral, and industrial revolution, all of which were not easy to tackle with the position you found Nigerian economy a few years back. Nigerians must never allow these to escape them, not after enjoying such blessings.
On the fight against insecurity, for instance, the group made a case for transforming the civilian JTF and hunters into the nation's security system, as well as transferring all police officers from constable to the rank of ASP to their localities for effective policing.
On corruption, power, food, and water cannot be separated. But the last regimes abused privatization in those areas, making some individuals stinking rich, while the poor suffer, contrary to your government's policy of making the common man comfortable. You must, in the long run, appoint an investigative panel on such unholy marriage so as to set free Nigerians from such starving grips.
The Buhari Support Group Center, comprising businessmen and women, politicians, technocrats, and industrialists, has proposed a change of nomenclature to Buharism Center. This, the members say, is not only to reflect the political philosophy of the president, but also to enable them work assiduously for the successful execution of his all-inclusive and laudable programs for Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
From the presidency to the legislature, as the State Senate has announced names of principal officers in the 9th Assembly. Yahya Abdullahi is Senate leader. Ajayi Borough Office, Deputy Senate Leader, Oji Uzo Kalu, Chief Whip, and Aliu Sa'abi Abdullahi, Deputy Chief Whip. Others are Inaya Abaribe, Minority Leader, Emmanuel Bwacha, Deputy Minority Leader, Philip Aduda, Minority Whip, and Sahabi Yao, Deputy Minority Whip. Meanwhile, oath of office has been administered on Senator Mohammed Sani Musa, representing Niger East Senatorial District. The House of Representatives has called for more strict aviation rules to avert air mishaps in the country. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the issue of safety in air travels was debated at plenary on the matters of urgent importance.
The motion was in reference to the recent incident at Port Harcourt International Airport, Rivers State, during which a commercial airplane overshot the runway, though no casualty was recorded. House members unanimously agreed that aviation facilities and personnel should always comply with international best practice to ensure safety in air travel.
The issue of negligence and malfeasance, because a lot of times it's not just the equipment, but it's actually negligence of either the staff, the pilot, and in law there's something called vicarious liability. Sometimes this negligence rises to the level of recklessness and rises to the level of manslaughter.
Issues relating to instrument landing system, control towers, and our runways. And that is what brought about the present avalanche of mishaps that we have in our aviation sector.
People who are supposed to be regulators shy away from their responsibilities because they have interest. And I believe that in 9th Assembly we should do a holistic, take a holistic approach on aviation sector.
The relevant House committee will take up the matter when constituted. Also adopted was a motion on the need for authorities to rebuild infrastructure and resettle internally displaced persons in Barikiladi local government area of Plateau State. The Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, informed members that panels have been installed for electronic voting to enable constituents know the stand of their representatives on issues.
You just basically press the button and it tabulates and it tells you who voted and on what side you voted for. Now this is for the purposes of accountability, which we had discussed and which we had promised Nigerians.
He also announced that a committee on the review of House standing rules has been constituted. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
For the people of Samigo community, it's been a shocking revelation following the discovery of kidnappers then used in keeping Magajin Daura kidnapped 3 months ago in Daura town and later rescued by Operation Puff Adder. Mohammed Rabiu reports that 2 suspects were killed in the encounter.
This small makeshift was where Musa Umar kept by the abductors for 7 days at Samegu community in Kumboso local government area. It was used by those who kidnapped him as their hideouts. Some people in the area told NTA News that the victim was brought to the area a week ago, but they did not suspect any foul play. Alhaji Musa Umar Daura regained his freedom through intelligence gathering by the Operation Puff Adder. Kano State Commissioner of Police Ahmad Ilyasu confirmed the rescue of the victim.
This is the superlative, dynamic, as well as well-organized operations coordinated and carried out by Operation Pop Adder, coordinated and supervised by the Inspector General of Police to continue unabated. The Inspector General of Police definitely is going to make address on that.
Investigation shows that a number of suspects were arrested in connection with the kidnap of Magajin Daura, while at least 2 suspects lost their lives in an encounter with security personnel. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, following the news of the rescue of Magajin Gari Daura Alhaji Musa Umar, relatives and friends of the family waited at his residence in Daura for his arrival. Many people seen at the residence were expressing gratitude to God for his rescue and commended the Nigerian police for the gallant operation. Some were also seen by NTA reporter busy looking for updates on the social media. We will keep you updated as the story of his rescue unfolds. In its quest to sustain the live coverages of the 52 matches in the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, to Nigerians, the Director General of Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, has solicited the support of the Nigerian Communications Commission during his interaction with the Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Umar Dambata. The DG reaffirmed the fact that football has over the years been a uniting force and as such deserves all the attention it could get.
Went for the rights, which we got at the cost of 1.8 million euros. And we hope to at least break even. You know, NTA is not interested per se. Profit is not the motive. The motive for doing this is that our belief in the power of football in uniting Nigerians and Nigerians. And the fact that Nigeria having qualified for the first time in 6 years, you know, we need to bring the matches, you know, to all Nigerians so that, you know, we can support the Super Eagles.
I assure you finally that we will look into this request immediately and ensure, you know, we do the right thing by giving the necessary support, you know, to the NTA and hotspots. And hopefully, we hope this support will ginger the Super Eagles to go all through to the finals.
Joseph Johnson reports that the visit to the NCC is one of a few that the DG has embarked on and has recorded positive responses. He expressed the hope that the collaboration will ensure that Nigerians will not miss out on any of the marches. For news from the financial sector, let's join Rachel Shaibu.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The federal government has commenced the auction of its savings bond for July this year. The 2-year savings bond was offered at 11.195% per annum and would be due on the 10th of July 2021, while the 3-year savings bond was offered at 12.195% per annum and would be due on the 10th of July 2022, going by the records from the Debt Management Office. Meanwhile, as part of its financial inclusion drive, the Central Bank of Nigeria says banks in the country have successfully linked 38 million accounts with the bank verification numbers and targets 100 million BVNs in the next 5 years. The Apex Bank says in order to ease the constraint poor identification has on the availability of credits to prospective banking customers, it will support an aggressive enrollment of prospective banking customers in the informal sector onto the BVN system. On the flip side, the federal government has cleared the 135.8 billion naira pay-as-you-earn tax liabilities owed by federal ministries, departments and agencies to state governments between 2002 and 2006. The executive chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service, Babatunde Fowler, disclosed this on Monday in Abuja as he urged states to reciprocate the government's gesture by promptly remitting all withholding taxes and value-added tax due to the Federation account. Thanks for your time on this segment of the bulletin. I am Rachel Shaibu.
Thank you, Rachel. And we're informing you that a special interview with Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, vice presidential candidate of the defunct XDP on June 12 controversy, comes up tomorrow, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019 at 8 p.m. local time. All stations are advised to hook up to the network service. You're watching the news on NTA International, reaching you live from Abuja. The news continues shortly after this time out. Don't go away.
As it is.
Thanks for staying. President Muhammadu Buhari has again spoken of his irrevocable commitment to leaving Nigeria a far better place than he met it. This was at an audience with members of the Buhari Media Organization, whom he tasked to propagate his determination to ending the security challenges facing the country and make it more peaceful and prosperous. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo quotes the president insisting that old ways will no longer work for Nigeria.
An offshoot of the Media and Publicity Committee of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, the Buhari Media Organization has been consistent at promoting the achievements and good works of the Buhari presidency, responding to detractors, analyzing trending issues, and preparing content for dissemination in defense of the administration. President Muhammadu Buhari, who described the organization as key communication and information management asset to his administration, said he cannot thank the members enough for their sacrifices in the build-up to the 2019 elections victory.
Despite attempts by enemies to twist and bend facts, most Nigerians know the truth. We would continue to intensify our efforts and ensure that our promises to Nigerians are kept and fulfilled. One message that is dear to me, that I urge you to propagate, is that I am determined to end the security challenges we face and make Nigeria a peaceful and prosperous country.
While admitting that it is not easy to sell his administration's successes in the face of the powerful individuals and some vested interests still accustomed to the corrupt old order, the president, however, maintained that things must still be done the right way.
If we promise change, then we must deliver it. This is regardless of whose interest we touch. There must be a manifest departure from the old order, while dealing with those who are determined to drag us back to the bad old days. Our government continues to grow in strength as we place a firm foundation for future generations.
He implored the organization to continue their good work with commitment and determination, saying their love and patriotism for Nigeria can never be quantified or repaid. Both the coordinator of the organization, Malam Garba Shehu, and his chairman, Omonuyi Akinsuju, assured the president that they can only do better as Nigeria has formally transited to the next level.
This is a success story of a group that is dedicated to a common cause. That cause is the promotion, the protection, and the advancement and the success of the Buhari presidency.
We are conscious of the need to push your achievements beyond elitist boundary to the millions of silent and media underserved Nigerians at the base of the pyramid. We are resolute in ensuring that the story of your administration's legacy is told truthfully and documented for future generations, whether the enemies of this administration like it or not.
Mr. Akinsuju, for instance, enumerated the giant strides recorded in the fight against corruption, insecurity, as well as economic diversification, but stressed the need for strengthening and reinforcing the organization's capacity as media warriors to speak for and serve the administration better. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Tragedy was averted along Alapere Estate in Lagos following the swift intervention by men of Lagos State Fire Service when a tanker accidentally discharged its content as a result of faulty nozzle. Abolade Salami, who was at the scene of the incident, reports that normalcy has however returned to the road.
The 33,000-litre fuel tanker en route Alapere towards Old Lagos toll gate discovered spillage of its contents from a faulty nozzle. The incident, which resulted in commuters' panic, was however curtailed with the intervention of the Lagos State Fire Service officials, the police, Federal Safety Corps, Lagos State Traffic Management Agency, and Lagos State Emergency Management Agency. The emergency response of the traffic officials resulted in a successful transloading of the contents into another fuel tanker. Free flow of traffic has however returned to the road, and the affected tanker taking off to prevent secondary incidents. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And a fire broke out this morning at the Bayelsa State Corporation in Yenagoa. The fire reportedly started from the recording studio while the morning broadcast was on. Engineer on duty says he heard 2 sparks before the fire broke out.
as a result of
you cannot enter
fault.
It has never happened in Radio Bayelsa before. In fact, we have lost millions of naira here in Radio Bayelsa. In fact, you can see where the fire started from directly from the live studio. It moved up to the producer's hall, moved to the recording studio, and also part of the accounts department. And at this point, in fact, we have lost a lot of properties.
The State Broadcasting Service also houses the transmitters of Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria and Nigerian Television Authority antenna. The Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed that about 135 people were involved in the Monday petrol tanker explosion along Aledi Road, out of which 39 people confirmed dead. Correspondent Elias Itiaf reports that both the police and other paramilitary agencies have cleared the road for traffic flow.
According to eyewitness reports, the truck loaded with petrol lost control and fell by its side, a development that attracted members of the community and other motorists who gathered at the scene, with some people scooping the discharging fuel. However, things turned ugly when an 18-seater bus that was said to have taken off from Oju local government area ignited a fire which resulted in an explosion.
A bomber bus was coming from a lady where incidentally it collided on the road on the roadside, and the flames of fire started coming, and that is where the whole incident occurred, and that is how it exploded and many lives were lost.
These are human beings. If you see them, as from here to that side, people that are burnt here, there are more than 10.
Personnel of the fire service, the Nigerian police, and the Federal Road Safety Corps and other sensor agencies were on ground to contain the situation.
That when they see such kind of cases, they should refrain from going because of fuel, because the resulting consequences is always immeasurable.
You can see most of the victims of this accident from available information are those people who are passers-by who decided to stay and watch what was happening, and they were very close to the fire.
Caretaker chairman for Gwe East and Oju local government councils, who visited the scene for an on-the-spot assessment, pledged to assist the injured in settling hospital bills while arrangements are on to bury the dead. As at the time of filing this report, many of the injured are said to be in critical condition. In Makurdi, Elias, Etiaf, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari condoles with the government and people of Benue State on the tanker explosion that occurred in a Haihuibe village along Makurdi Aledi Road on Monday. In a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, President Muhammadu Buhari is saddened by the unfortunate loss of lives which could clearly have been avoided. He commends the efforts of Nigerians who offered immediate assistance to the injured in the incident and took them for further care. The President appeals to Nigerians to be careful in handling incendiary materials, especially petroleum products, in order to avoid needless casualties. He prays for the repose of the souls of the departed and wished those receiving treatment speedy recovery. A special interview with Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, vice presidential candidate of the defunct SDP on June 12th controversy, comes up tomorrow, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019 at 8 p.m. local time. All stations are advised to hook up to the network service. And that's the news. Thanks for watching. Good night.